Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show, the stream. Phil Plays Bass, where Phil, it's me, plays bass, the one and only channel where you get to talk about bass, share your videos, send me recommendations, ask questions. The only channel because, well, there's many channels where people talk about bass, but this one is with me. And if you derive any value at all from this, do consider giving this channel a like, a subscribe, or maybe even buy me a coffee if you're so inclined and you well off enough. Welcome back to the stream, guys. First and foremost, I've got some good news. I might get an improved internet connection on the 1st of July, which means no more buffering and actual material that I can reuse for YouTube Shorts and other forms of content to promote the channel. It's not a big deal for you guys, except for your viewing experience, which is really bothering me every single day when I'm sort of going back to the stream and seeing it buffering. It's really frustrating. So thank you very much for bearing with me. By the time we get to the next week, things will have improved. I certainly hope so. I might even be able to stream in 1080p. So fingers crossed. And yeah, and hopefully this will greatly improve your viewing experience. I certainly hope so. Today, guys, we're back on Monday. We've done 7 days worth of just a brief overview of what each mode of the day is compared to the weekday. I've said it completely wrong. There's 7 modes in the major scale. There's 7 days in the week. I thought it'd be an interesting idea to just do one every day and just mention it to people. You know, Monday, first mode, Aeonian. Second day, blah blah blah, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, blah blah. And then eventually, by going through this routine, we establish a better sort of connection with how the modes relate to the key center. So I certainly hope to convey that, and every week build up on more and more, share more and more wisdom. Not mine, just the accumulated wisdom of all, and just hopefully tidbits of interesting things related to that particular mode, and build a stronger connection to it and a better understanding of harmony, but just one drop at a time, because that's, if anything, what I'd like to achieve with this channel is to sort of demystify the idea that being good at music is not for everyone. Not everyone can do it, and it's like no. Everybody can do it. It's like the amount of time you put into it it's literally the only thing that makes a difference. Jonas is in the chat. Thank you very much for joining today, Jonas. Pleasure to see you again, man. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like to share, any recommendations, anything you'd like to hear, I'm all ears. Please do go ahead. On the other hand, today is basically looking at the results of the last 7 days of practicing this weird spider looking type of exercise that I've been doing. I've not touched my bass today at all. I have not played a single second. Promise you guys, you'll have to take my word for it. So this is not performative. I promise you, I'm just picking up my bass for the first time today, and I'm gonna jump straight in and see if this feels any different from when I started practicing this exercise last Monday. As a reminder and a bit of a warm-up, this is what the first exercise looks like. I am streaming in shorts today. Hopefully you guys don't catch too many glimpses of my hairy legs. That's not really the point of this channel, is it? I don't need beauty advice, guys. It's fine. I've got hairy legs, all right? Hopefully they stay off screen from now on. So, the exercise itself, based on the spider the idea is to basically stack 2 tritones on top of one another and then switch positions and stack 2 major thirds on top of one another, and then repeat that, except skipping over one extra string every time, up and down, until we're back to square one. This is the basic version. that I learned many, many years ago, and I'd never really thought there would be an exercise even relatively, even slightly more challenging than that. I mean, obviously, all sorts of scalar exercises, all sorts of there's many things you can do when it comes to practicing your scales, but when it comes to just one finger per fret exercises, I thought that was pretty much it, really. And then, luckily enough, I stumbled upon a video by Lars Lehmann, which I will link in the video, the actual YouTube video, standalone video that I will release after I take footage from this very stream into the video to show the result, and I will be sharing the links to that particular exercise as well, so you guys can see the master doing it himself. So basically the same principle, 2 positions, second position, except on every position change, we're going to move up a fret. So move up a fret, move up a fret, up a fret, etc. But let me start again. And then do the same thing, skipping over the A string, skipping over the D string, so from the A string to the G string. And phase 3, from the E string to the G string, skipping over the A and the D string. I had to slow down a little bit when we get to the when we get to the top of the neck, because it's still a little bit challenging, guys. I'm not expecting to move mountains over the span of 7 days. And Michael is in the chat as well. Lovely to see you, Michael. I hope the surgery went well, if it's gone already, and if it hasn't, hopefully you won't leave us in halfway through the stream. But obviously, like I said, you do what you have to do. This is clearly a lot more important than a Monday stream. What's a Monday stream anyway, right? So yeah, guys, if the stream is still buffering, apologies. Like I said before, by the 1st of July, I will move up to 20 megabytes per second, which happens to be the maximum that the line in my street can withstand, apparently. After that, it turns into, I don't know, butter, just melts, or something like that. She's in surgery right now, says Michael. Well, Michael, my prayers are with you, and I know it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal surgery, thank God. But I hope she comes out like new, and everything's fixed, and she's she's back doing stunts in the house again. Right, so I'm quite happy with the way this exercise feels on literally the first 2 minutes of playing that I've done so far. So I'm just going to run through it a couple of times with a click, because now I can do it with a click. It doesn't feel horrible anymore, so I'll put it at 90, which is a little bit faster than we've done so far. So click's not coming through because logic is not being picked up. Okay, restart capture. Click is coming through, lovely. Bass as well. I hope it's not clipping again. Right, I'm going to turn the tone all the way up so that you guys can hear any sort of fret buzz. Everything should be exposed to the light of day. So, first phase. that's the result of 7 days of practicing this exercise. Guys, do let me know what you think, but I'm pretty happy with the result. And as I said, I've only practiced this exercise on stream. Normally, I would try and do this for more extended periods of time, but for the sake of brevity on the stream, I thought it would be an interesting thing to show what minimal amount of effort what kind of results would be produced by a minimal amount of effort. I really have not practiced this exercise much, but over just a course of 7 days, by doing it for roughly 5 minutes with pauses in between and a bit of talking, there was hardly any fret buzz. My fingers feel a lot stronger. They feel a lot more agile, a lot more mobile, a lot more capable, really. So is it the panacea? Is it anything that's going to solve it? Will it solve all of your fretting problems and thumb positioning problems? No, but in terms of bang for your buck, this is 100%. It has become my favorite exercise for sure. If I only have 10 minutes a day to practice, this will become my go-to exercise. Alongside this second one that I'm now going to demonstrate, it's the one that's basically been giving me sleepless nights over the last 7 days. Mike, like you said, Lars Lehmann is a horrible man. We mean that as a jest, obviously. We're very grateful that he shares this knowledge with us. But boy, is it a painful exercise. So here's the performance of this one for you guys. Let's see. Okay, so the idea is to put your pinky finger and your middle finger, one on the 8th fret of the A string, fretting the F. Did I say F? F on the A string, and the A flat on the D string. And with the other two fingers, we will play the other two strings. The idea is to work on finger independence and endurance and strength by making it super, super difficult to reach these strings because of the way the tendons interact within your forearm. It's really a difficult thing to do. Like I've mentioned pretty much hopefully every day of this week, take this exercise very carefully. If you're a beginner, this is an advanced exercise, very much so an advanced exercise. If you're not an advanced player, there's many other things that you should be doing in order to not injure yourself and not be totally totally intimidated by what this exercise looks and feels like. It takes a while to get there. This is quite a difficult thing to perform, and I'm not just bigging myself up or anything. It's just you get to a point where you need more and more challenging things, and to me, this is at the moment the most challenging exercise in terms of finger performance. We'll go with finger performance because I can't really think of anything else right now. If you can, please let me know. Because, surely we can come up with a better name than that. And Zachar is in the house. How are you doing, Zachar? Have you moved back home from St. Petersburg? I hope you're well, dude. All right, so here we go. With a click? Should we do it with a click? Oh, I'm not too sure. Right. I'll play one note per beat. Dexterity is a great option. Okay, feels pretty good. Can I do it twice as fast? Starting to burn a little bit, but I think I could maintain it for a bit longer. Except the tempo, obviously. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much the amount I can do in just one single, in one go. Wow, guys, this is literally night and day between last Monday and what I can do now. And again, you'll have to take my word for it. I've done no practice whatsoever of this exercise off screen. Oh, come on, Zahar. Excuses, man. Come on, dude. That was the cat. Look, I've got my dogs and my sheep running around here. They're just very well trained. Your cat is rebellious. And the second half of this exercise, which is the one that I'm really not picturing going particularly well. We're going from these two fingers being the static ones to these two fingers being the static ones. And that's the one that I've actually not really done a lot of on the stream. So we'll see how this goes. But I'll start with playing quarter notes. That's the pesky pinky finger, guys. So I'm all right. Let's just go for it. Oop, where's my tone? That's it. They're all starting to collapse, and I'm starting to get into these weird, super odd, uncomfortable positions. Okay, same conclusion. This is night and day between now and her. You can't resist her charisma. Oh, I love it. Tell us more about the love story between you and your cat. Or maybe don't. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. I'm chuffed. I know that practicing an exercise and measuring your progress within one exercise is not particularly proof that this is a very useful thing to practice. But altogether, I'll have to do some more tests. But she is on my she's on my Is it? Did you mean OFP? Is it OnlyFans page? Or was it only cats? Much more wholesome. Really beautiful girl. With regards to this exercise, guys, I strongly recommend it. The rest, everything else becomes slightly easier. And when you get to a certain point where you don't really know what to practice anymore, that is really challenging in terms of dexterity. Thank you, Jonas. This is really refreshing because it had been a while since I'd stumbled upon a really, really interesting idea when it comes to of just raw technical practice. So if you can fit this into your practice routine, super, super strongly recommend even just 2 minutes of it without any talking. Obviously, I have to do some talking, but, well, I want to do some talking more like. But I'm very happy with the results, and I think it's, I'm pretty happy that I could share this progress with you guys. You guys know this, if you guys ever watched Dragon Ball Z, there's this famous scene where Sangohan is waiting to fight Boo, I think, and he's just sat sort of meditating whilst this old man is running circles and doing all sorts of ritualistic, Kabbalistic, weird incantations around him for hours and hours and hours and hours. And then eventually he gets up in frustration and he's like, when am I going to be able to go? Like, this can't go on forever. And then the frustration lets his raw, newly found power come out, and he becomes immediately humbled by how powerful this weird, ridiculous-looking incantation actually is. And this feels a little bit like that. I'm not gonna lie. Just going back to my ring finger and pinky finger feel so much stronger. Really, really a lot stronger. Like they haven't felt like that since I was in my early 20s and I was doing loads of Jacko and loads of practicing, sort of really 360 degree. Like this amount of practice brings me back over the course of 1 week, brings me back to the time where I would spend, 6 months on a Jacko solo or whatever. So, strongly recommend. Jonas says, do you have a baseline that you have struggled with in the past, which might be easier now that you have done this exercise? Yeah, that's exactly the correct question, dude. There is one that is off the top of my head, a tune that would give me some trouble, and I'm putting myself. I'm going to try it. I have not played this tune in ages, but we'll give it a go. It's "Runaway" by Jamiroquai. Is it Jamiroquai? It is Jamiroquai. Relatively simple bass line, but for some reason So let me just refresh my memory real quick, get the Spotify thing running so that it doesn't look like I'm stealing or using music for money. But this bass line is basically will be a live test of that. So here goes nothing. If Spotify's not working. Restart capture, always does that. OBS is really, really finicky. All right, okay, here we go. That's not it just yet. Here we go. Can you dig it? Something in the air tonight. Gotta want me dig it. Baby, don't you wanna ride? Got to make it to the other side. I've got demons snapping at my heels tonight. I just want to run away, turn loose, get me around, running me down. I can't stay. Mainly the verse. And it's this section down in the F minor. For some reason, my ring finger would always collapse. By collapsing, I mean sort of bend backwards when I would do this. But since it happens really fast, you don't really realize that you lose a lot of precision, and this would always buzz. It's a great line, yeah. Jonas, you know it as well. Obviously it's quite a famous tune, Jamiroquai being a bit of a go-to for us bass players. Sorry, Ben says, do I know money bass line? If I knew money bass lines, I would be rich. Just kidding. Ooh. I do know the money bass line. Pretty much a go-to bass line as well. Yeah, Pink Floyd, for sure, man, for sure. But this line, I can say with a certain level of confidence that it feels a lot different. It feels a lot different. Have I completely erased the buzz? No. But also at the same time, I haven't really given it I haven't given this exercise the kind of focus that I normally would once I find something technically challenging. I would put more than 5 minutes into it every day. But since that's all I've done in the last 7 days, this really feels more solid. Granted, I don't really have a control. I didn't play it. I didn't play that tune beforehand, but it does feel stronger. Something that I have played recently. That's a good question, dude. I play the C with my index finger on that part. Yeah, I think I may have done that as well a couple of times, sort of instinctively. Yeah, because the slide down to that note is actually pretty. It's actually pretty easy. But if I do want to sort of test myself, I'd probably go the middle finger way. Any other tunes that I could play that might feel different on this? Guys, if you can think of something. Oh, I think I know. Incognito. Something to do with love. That should definitely be in my playlists, but Who Needs Love? Jeez, thank God for my memory. Or lack thereof, not sure. Who Needs Love? Yes. That run is easier with a low D sharp. I'll try that again. Give me a sec to remember that bass line first, so... It's just a verse that is it's a bit of an awkward line. I should probably play it like this. In one, using these three fingers rather than switching between the index. Sometimes it just muddles things up a little bit. The Fougeray fills are a great shout, Michael. I'll try a couple of these in a minute. Runaway's a good line. I believe. James Porch says that run is easier with a low D sharp or E. Sorry, a low E. Are you talking about the Jamiroquai tune? We're in C minor, so I'm not sure where a low E would come into the what is that tele style back in oh dude, you missed a couple of streams, Zahar. What happened, man? Yeah, I talked about my mystery 5-string bass before, but all right, okay, I'll bring it out. All right, okay, fine, yeah. It's my weirdest sounding bass, and actually, it's quite difficult to play, so it's not a bad shout, actually. Oh yeah, I don't have a strap for this one. That's fine. This is a bass with no name. The neck is DP, apparently. The body has 0 branding. But this is, if you can see, 2 Bartolini humbuckers on there. There we go. And all the controls. No idea where this bass came from. I bought it off a dude literally in the street of the boot of his car many years ago because I desperately needed a 5-string at the time. It's a great bass, but it's just... Slap Improv, yeah, that's a whole other series. Isn't Runaway in B? Sorry, I may be a dick. No, dude, maybe up. I'm hearing Runaway in C minor, but maybe my basses are all tuned down semitone. At this point, I'm not sure I remember, but this bass has something in the sound, dude, for sure. It's mainly the Bartolini's. In terms of sustain, it's all right, but it decreases a little bit too quickly for me. You see what I mean? It kind of just goes down very quickly and then sort of maintains itself, then goes down an extra step. So maybe I haven't looked after it that well. To be fair, this was in storage for 6 months. Not my storage. It was held by the Belgian customs. I literally only got it back last Tuesday. So I've given it a new set of strings. I've tried to reset the action. I've tightened up the neck, changed the batteries and all that. It is really, really cool bass. With the pick, you get a really, really sort of solid rock sound with this. Really, hang on. I don't know what I'm doing. It is a cool bass, dude, for sure. Oh, hang on. Where's my treble gone? It is clipping like crazy because I didn't turn the volume down, just put the minus 10 dB down. But yeah, it's a really cool bass. Okay, how does it feel with this particular exercise then? In all fairness, the neck is huge, very, very fat neck. I mean, it's a 5-string P bass neck, so it's really not made for agile playing, shall we say. It's really a bricklayer's bass. Bricklayer's bass. God knows where that came from. But yeah, certainly feels like that. Yeah, cleverly didn't play the last part of the exercise. Yep. Like I said, there's a lot more to do with this exercise, a lot more that I've got on my plate. So I'm going to push it. I'm going to keep pushing it sort of off screen, this time a bit more seriously, because it's really showing some great results for me. I know that I had to pay particular attention to my pinky finger sort of snapping between two positions, like I've mentioned a few times. My pinky tends to do this snap right there, a bit like your voice, your breaking point in your voice. My pinky finger feels like that. So I know that I need to work on that, and I need to work on my my ring finger collapsing when it's in this position right here, right there, and the pinky has to reach over. This breaks down in all sorts of ways. So there's many ways that I can still improve on my practice with this exercise. Indeed, in the house, dude. Push it to the limit. Yes, it would be a cool bass to play that tune as well. I was going to do some jazz for the rest of the stream, guys, but seems like rock might be might be in order. I actually want to see what this bass sounds like in a bit of a like this kind of context. Solid, let's go. Come on, play it, Spotify. Spotify? It's fingers, it's definitely fingers. Why am I playing it with a pick? Silly me. Open up the limit. Past the point of no return. Reach the top, but still you gotta learn how to keep it. Hit the wheel and double the stakes. Throttle wide open like a bat out of hell. You crash the gates. In fact, dude, Indeed, that's a really good shout. Sorry, Indeed, it seems like I'm saying Indeed all the time, but I'm calling out Indeed in the chat. You guys know. Somewhere, these kind of tunes, these kind of 80s tune are really, really, really good in-betweeners. In-betweeners between. Great. Now I'm just backed myself into a grammatical corner. It's a really good in-between between stuff like Deantown, where you've got all of this super fast. Well, this is kind of similar, but a little bit. It's a different kind of technique, but at least you get slightly less fast 16th notes. Oh, this bass is so loud. Yeah, dude, that's a good shout. It's a very one of the most basic techniques, really. Most basic. Sorry, what I mean is most important. It's not basic at all, really. Can I please boost bass and cut highs? I'm just curious how it will sound. If I boost the bass, I might just literally shoot myself out of this room, dude. These guys are powerful. Cut highs, boost bass. Which pickup do you want, Nick? Ooh, gee, that's bridge. Bridge is a lot more powerful than neck pickup. Both? That's both, yeah. But I've got minus 10 dB on the old Aguilar tone hammer. This baby. Right there. Oh no, you guys get to see my coffee mug. Oh, that's not so embarrassing. Cool. Well, guys, let me reintroduce you to the bass with no name and no brand. Never really know what to do with it. I've used it on many gigs. Some sound engineers absolutely love it. Some others just didn't really know what to do with it. And it had nothing to do with their skill levels, maybe with the room or the PA system they were working with. Some of them would just love this bass because they would say it would just pierce through anything, and some others were like, it's just, nah, dude, it doesn't sound like anything I know. And they're right in both cases. Yeah, I didn't spend enough time trying to tame that one live, and since no artist would know what to do with it visually either, Natural wood basses, especially weird looking ones, nobody really knows what to do with it. They're just looking at it like is it a Music Man? Is it a P bass? Is it a 5-string gospel, modern gospel bass? There's a bit of both and none of it at the same time. Don't know, but it's mine. And yeah, I like it, but I don't really know what to do with it. Jonas says, I have a caught with Bartolini pickups. I find it best for 80s pop rock. Yep. Yeah, probably something like... come on, what's that tune called? Memories, Phil. Footloose. Footloose could probably be a good shout. Oh, actually... No, that's an octaved... There's an octave on that. Let's go for it. Footloose. Zahar says, sounds kinda like the Roots bass tone. Ah, dude, I didn't think of that. Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Footloose is pretty hardcore, dude, yeah. I've had to learn it for a bunch of gigs years ago. And I'm not sure I remember it, really. Okay, so let's have a go. It's not going to work if it's muted, is it? It's Nathan East on bass on this, right? He talks about it in a recent Scott's bass lesson video where he plays... Obviously not a jazz bass, but he does this basically. And that's how he gets this weird sound. Very crisp. That's his actual nail on the string. I didn't know that. It literally took a Scott's bass lesson video to open my mind to that. James says, my bass is in D sharp, standard, footloose, need a capo for me, all the open lows. Dude, I've got to do some heavy lifting with the punctuation in this sentence. My bass is in D sharp, standard, footloose, need a capo. For me, all the open lows. I'm just kidding, man. I find this kind of punctuation humor unbelievably funny. You'll excuse me. Michael says that Footloose at full tempo is a bit of a beast. Yeah, absolutely. So let's do it. Right, fine. I'll detune the bass because otherwise it's going to be really, really painful. I had to detune it lower, didn't I? Did I? also that bass line. Lots of open strings on this one, isn't there? Indeed says, Earth, Wind and Fire September, one of my top 5 warm-up songs. Great shout, dude, yeah. Song is so fun to play on bass, and at 126 BPM, you don't care who you are, you will dance. Very true. I made my bass short scale for one recording. I just dropped 3 half steps down. What do you mean you made your bass? I dropped 3 half steps down and used capo. I'd be interesting to hear what that sounds like. So he pedals off the low A open. I see. So yeah, so it's definitely not much of a fretted song, much more of a playing with the open strings type of thing. Yeah, it's because it's in between tunings, it's in between notes, so not too sure where to go. My personal opinion is that it's better to learn it fretted, because if somebody needs to transpose it, then you're not going to lose your mind over that. So I would tend to learn it higher up the neck and without using open strings, but I suppose it's just a practical. That would be I think it's pretty reasonable piece of advice actually. Any song that has lots of open strings in it, if you do lots of jobbing gigs, learn it fretted. It'll be more work, but you never know when a singer's going to pull a bit of a transpose Uno card on you, and I think it's good to be prepared because they tend to do that. My voice today. Oh, sorry, I've just been gigging all weekend. What do you mean? It's Friday. Yeah, well, they do that, don't they? Michael says, I admit I learned Footloose from TJH 3113. I don't know what that is. Footloose is 174 BPM. A finger destroyer. Not a fan of anything over 150. Yeah, I still like jazz though. Good old bebop. James, sorry if I'm wrong, but I remember watching a live Footloose and he seemed to pedal off the open A. I think you're 100% correct, James. It's just my practical perspective on that would be, I don't care much for open strings. In terms of authenticity, 100%. If I'm playing for authenticity, for sure. But I'd rather learn the tune with fretted notes, just for the sake of being able to transpose it more easily. That's the only reason I would go down that route. Otherwise, for the sound, 100% open strings, for sure. It was common practice back in the 80s, 90s. I didn't know that, Zahar. If you have any YouTube videos where somebody does that, I'd love to see it. Please, send it to me on the Discord channel. Be interested to hear that. Indeed says, insanely fast tempo. Very true. Cut it in half at 87 and still holds up. The pocket for me is 70, 128 BPM tracking. Transpose Unocard, yeah. What can I say, dude? They do that though on you, don't they? It's just like, oh, brilliant. And then you're in the green room just. And then you're like, oh, I should have paid attention when Phil Plays Bass told me to practice these weird exercises. Oh, you can do it here, actually, silly me. But yeah, obviously I would have to spend a bit more time to play the actual bass line really, really well. But it is an actual sequence. It's not improvised. It's a proper bass line. And the day I heard that tune for the first time, I was like, oh no. I have to play it just like that. I can't just... What do you mean I can't do that? No, dude, like this. Whatever it is. Yeah. Mike says Adam Neely has a great video about it. About what about the short scaling capo combination? Cool, dude. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Mike says TJH3113 is the guy that has all the monster mask heads on the wall behind him. What? Dude, you guys know a lot more internet than I do. My God. James, I get you, but the legato feel he gets, I think, comes from staying on the A string. For sure. I completely agree with you. There's no other way to get that feel unless you play it with the open string. 100%. 100%. Just like I said, from a practical point of view, if I have to play that song on a gig, I'd rather be extra prepared, just in case the singer wants to pull a sickie and just go pretend. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Look what you made me do. Hey James, you like to watch live bass tuning? Come on, dude, this is fantastic content. In fact, my strings are a bit dead. I was just thinking of... Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, guys, I've got to check out this TJH31. Let me just put it in the playlist because I don't want to forget about it. TJH? What? How do I not know about this? What is TJH? TJH 31 something? TJH. Nope, different thing. Still different thing. Never mind. Don't pay attention, guys. It's just my bank details. Please don't look. Okay, so who's... What? I've never seen this before. That is mental. Unchained. Is that Toto? Toto. No, it's Unchained My Heart. Oh, that's a great tune as well, by the way. Hey, stream quality, brother. Oh no, that might just be me. Dude, okay. Well, that's my evening sorted. Lovely. So he's been doing it for a while, this guy? Is he... Well, I'm going to have to get a whole backstory on this guy. Hopefully he's got a pretty decent description in his channel about section. Is this in C sharp? This tune? Yep. It is indeed in C sharp. Check his old vids, like a decade at least. Oh my, dude, yeah. Well, I have decade-old vids as well. If that's some kind of if it's a cool thing to do, guys, I've got loads of old videos. In fact, I've got loads of super old, very obscure videos that are still in private mode. All of my audition tapes that I would only send to agents and never get an answer from. Yeah, you guys have been through it as well, I'm sure. Do you guys know this tune by Toto? Very famous song for most people, but when I first heard it, I was still in Belgium, and I didn't know that Toto was such a big deal. Unchain My Heart. You guys must know this song. It's not Toto? No, hang on. Don't Chain My Heart. Oh, gosh. Oopsie. Apologies. Spotify. Hello. Okay, Spotify not responsive at all. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I could. Yeah, slightly lesser known Toto song, if there's even such a thing. But yeah, very, very, very cool tune. It has that nice sort of rocky, slow rocky attitude that I really, really, really love. You guys know that I always talk about tunes such as... Where are they? Obviously, Alana Miles. I mean, if you can't play that, why focus on anything else beforehand? Do you know what I mean? It's just basic bass line. Yet again, 80% of bass players can't do it right. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I feel like I'm doing a decent job, but when it comes to bass with attitude, it's just never enough, dude. You could never strive enough to get it right. In fact, since there's a couple new guys on here that I'm not sure you guys know this tune, and I really want to play it again. I mean, some of you are actual British citizens, so Clapton is pretty much in your blood. So I apologize, I didn't mean to come across as presumptuous. If you know this tune, good on you. I've been practicing it for, I don't know, however many decades, literally, at this point. But it's one of my favorite Clapton songs, and it's... The bass line could not get simpler in terms of notes, but boy, in terms of feel and attitude, it is everything. It's everything. I don't know if I'm in tune. Yeah, tuned enough. Literally, my favorite kind of bass line is this exact same thing. And if you, I did a couple of times, sort of not played exactly as I should have, because consistency and attitude is like it's everything, and I was getting a bit distracted by the sound and all of that. It's it's filled with the hairy legs. I wouldn't call them pretty though. Maybe Joe Biden will. Fingers kids used to run their fingers in my. I used to have blonde hair that would go blonde in the sun, or whatever he talked about. You guys remember that? I was like, God knows how long ago. The news cycle is so fast. He had his funny moments, this guy. Yeah. Indeed, Black Velvet is the standard for sure. Agreed, man. I think any bass player worth their salt should pass some kind of internet test. Should found the council of bass players that will require a certain amount of YouTube videos, performances of each bass player to be present at least, so that we can judge them. There'll be a little bit of Level 42, bit of Jamiroquai, bit of Incognito. There'll be some classic rock stuff as well, and obviously these classic sort of slow tempo, moody, brooding bass tunes in there. Absolute required performance. Yeah. That might have been a bit over the top. No, dude, I'll take any compliment I can. I mean, you haven't seen my legs really. You've only seen the top layer of it. They're not that pretty. They're not that pretty. Or maybe they are. Maybe there's another career path for me there. Who knows? I'm open to No, I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'm not open to everything. Gents, I have to shoot. Sadly, I hate to leave your company so early. I should have mentioned at the beginning this was only going to be an hour-long stream, but tomorrow will be longer, and there'll be more stuff. I might start transcribing some jazz again. I know, people. It's a bit of this, bit of that, but it's such good ear training, dude. It has so many awesome byproducts in your head to transcribe other instruments, and I know that it's not the most popular thing amongst bass players, and I don't blame you, but it had such a good impact on me, which I suppose I'm yet to demonstrate. In any case, guys, I'll keep practicing this exercise and touch again on it in like a week's time, so that we can compare again how much progress and how, if yes or no, after a couple of weeks, without practicing it on stream, if I've noticed even more of a difference. But I'm already pretty sold on that exercise. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining in today. It was a real pleasure. There was a lot of interactions, and it absolute pleasure to see. Guys, if you're not on the Discord yet, I'm yet to finish the website. The moment I do, I will turn all my attention towards Twitch, YouTube, and Discord, and to make it more engaging, more interesting, and be a lot more present. I just really want that website to be out there. So once that's done, I'll have a lot more time on my hands to focus on the socials. But in any case, in the meantime, guys, thanks for bearing with this sort of constantly buffering stream quality. Fingers crossed, by the time my internet provider gives me a better internet speed on the 1st of July, it will be in a much better position, and the stream will be a little bit less frustrating to watch, because I've been going through it again today, and boy, it's frustrating. It's really, really quite frustrating. You're in the middle of an exercise and then your hand freezes. It's just not good enough. So, hopefully by the time we get to next week, it'll be solved. Jonas, Michael, James, Zachar, indeed. Guys, really, thank you very much for coming today. And I will see you guys again tomorrow if you can join us. If not, it'll be another day of the week. I'm planning on doing this for as long as I can, until I'm literally burned out and I've got nothing else to talk about. But, there's dips and troughs every now and then. But every now and then, there's some really cool, some really interesting bits, and these are 80% on you guys sharing your ideas and suggestions and all of that. Shame I can't check out this TJH guy tonight, but I'll do it tomorrow daytime. In the meantime, ladies and gents, mainly gents, all bass players, all musicians, musicians or singers, right? Have a lovely evening, guys, and or a daytime. Michael, I hope your wife recovers swiftly. In the meantime, I'll see you guys tomorrow.